Right on, and welcome back to the Wreckless podcast. Here with Steve and Steve. I feel like that's a good ring for today. Everything's about poop and Steve and Steve. That's good.
Wow.
Interchangeable.
Yeah, well, whatever, man. That's my life. It happens. And then, as always, this is the best part of the show, let's be honest. We sit here yapping for a few segments, and then now we get to, taste everything that you're talking about and see what's legit or not legit and enlighten us on what the hell you brought here. You know?
I'm ready to go.
So what you said a lot in the last thing, which is really cool, is that you're trying to open the notes on people not just using this as a vessel to throw up.
Exactly.
Right, as most people use most tequila too, is it get to the end, means to an end.
Yeah, they spend $14 on a shot.
Right.
And they spend that much time with it.
Right.
And we're trying to get them to slow it down and try to find it. The tequila's trying to talk to you, telling you about itself, where it came from, a little bit more about it, and people aren't spending any time learning that. You know, you can tell just by tasting a silver tequila if the agave plant was new, it was 6 years old, or if it was like ours that's 11 years old, that's full of sugar. There's all kinds of little notes that people just don't know to look for. So that's
100%.
what we do. That's what, when I do the trainings and when we do events like this is what we do. We basically teach them how to clean their palate, how to taste tequila, and then what they find afterwards is mind-blowing.
So I obviously see no salt and lime, which is what everybody's going to tell you is needed. So enlighten me on how we should go about this. I mean, I know, but for the viewers and the listeners and everybody else, no training wheels, of course, with Casa Noble is how we're learning right now.
Well, put your head back, and they're going to mix it in your face.
Yeah. Well, it depends what's behind me.
No. We're going to, the first thing I'm going to do is basically teach you how to taste tequila.
Okay.
And again, people order tequila, and they don't spend any time getting to know it. So this is going to be real quick. So what people do on a silver tequila, the first thing you should do is look at it and make sure that it's completely clear, right? It should look like water. If you find a tequila that's got a little bit of a yellow tint to it, they probably have added glycerin and things like that, and it changed temperatures, and it started to change a bit. So you want to check it out, make sure that it's completely clear. Then you want to roll it around the glass. You always want to use glass and not plastic, no petroleum products.
No red Solo cups?
No red.
Yeah, hey, it is what it is.
Kavanaugh. No, you want to roll it around. And in a clean glass, it'll stick to it. It'll stick to the walls like legs in wine, right?
Absolutely.
If that fell off like Rain-X, you'd know that they added glycerin to it and some other additives because it wouldn't stick, right? We haven't added anything. This is one of the only tequilas where we have, the only thing in there is agave and water.
So why would they add glycerin to anything?
In Mexico, you're legally allowed to add sugar, glycerin, coloring, and flavoring to improve the flavor and texture of your product.
Right.
I
guess it seems awfully odd to me. I mean, I know that most
you're allowed to.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
and in the food business, there's certain amounts of filth you can allow.
Right.
So they're allowed to add those kind of things because we're a kosher product. It's got nothing to do with a rabbi or how the plant was killed.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of kosher people heading around going, "This tequila's awesome."
It simply means that we've been
Thanksgiving.
It means that we've been certified that we don't add any commercial fertilizers or pesticides to our products. They check the fields, the plants, the trucks that carry the product, the stills, the barrels, everything.
Like you're supposed to.
If they find any any pesticides or commercial fertilizers, we lose it.
Right.
We lose our kosher certification. So we're one of the only ones that have that.
So difference between kosher and organic certification is it?
You can buy organic agave plants from an organic farmer, and then do whatever you want to them and still call yourself organic, right?
Right.
We have the distinction of being double organic, which means our plants are certified organic and our entire distillery, La Cofradía, is completely organic.
So you're not buying any agave from anybody else?
We don't
in?
We don't buy agaves and we don't sell agaves. And there's an agave shortage now that's going to be going on for the next few years that won't affect us because we own our plants.
So here's the other question for you. With this tequila, do you guys have somebody that like the master blenders do for scotch and whatever?
Absolutely.
I mean, do you guys have barrels of this and then you mix them, blend them to get a product? Or is this one spot, that's how it comes out, whatever comes out, comes out?
No. We use 3 different size barrels. We blend them, and we have a master chemist that'll show us the flavor profile that we want. And when it's ready, like we don't have a specific time frame that we put in the barrels. The barrels give it a flavor, and when that flavor matches, then we put it in the barrel.
As people ask me, how long do you cook it for? I'm like, till it's done, man.
Exactly. How much garlic do you put in your pasta sauce? Enough.
Yeah, enough. Yeah.
There we go.
So swirling. We got to swirl it, right? Like wine.
And you see it. And so right away you can say, all right, there's nothing added in there, right? Now, this is what's pretty cool. What I want you to do is smell it.
Yeah, that smells like tequila.
Thank God. Because most people go, wait a minute, I'm getting lemon notes. I think, no, you're not. You're smelling tequila.
That's straight up tequila.
Right.
Like what I think. Tequila without dirt. I mean, I won't mention any brand names, but some of them you smell dirty.
Right. But when you smell it, it burns a little bit, right? It's a little bit sour.
Yeah, it smells alcohol.
You identify that as tequila, right?
Yep.
Take one more smell and remember that. You got that? Now, you might get some peppers because our tequila is a lowland tequila, but it's grown on the side of a hill, so we stress the plants a lot, so they'll have a little bit of pepper in it.
Right.
Now, there's 3 steps I want you to do before we even taste the tequila, and anybody can do this. What you want to do is take a tiny sip and swish it around your mouth like mouthwash. It's going to burn. This is where tequila face comes from, right? Right? And this is where, see, there it is.
Yep, that's a face.
Right? It's supposed to happen.
To me, that tastes like tequila, right? We're going for it.
But it burns.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. It's alcohol.
Okay. Second step, you're going to take a tiny sip and aerate a little bit like wine. You're going to suck a little bit of air through it, and then people don't realize that you taste with your gums, your tongue, the sides of your mouth, the regions of your tongue, and the back of your throat. So suck a little bit of air through it, and then put your head back and let it fall. Just let it roll down the back. I want it to touch the back of your throat. Now, you're either going to cough or burp.
Yeah. You're going to take a lot of convincing for me to be a tequila fan at the end of this. Woo!
Right?
By the powers of Gray School.
This is what happens.
Shit.
Right?
Yeah. That's it.
This is good for you. Now watch. The third one, before we do anything else, before we taste it, you're going to take a tiny drop and let it sit under your tongue, the most sensitive part of your mouth.
She ain't going, dude. I'm going to turtle after this.
It's going to sit in there for about 5 seconds. When it starts to get uncomfortable, then act like a cop getting donuts out of your teeth. All right. Rub it around your gums, and then send it away. So under your tongue till it's...
Don't try anything. I see you over there, buddy.
All right. Under your tongue.
Woo.
Hurt.
Uh-huh.
Send it away. Right? Now take a deep breath. And by the way, this works with any spirit.
It's like a bad toothbrush, dude. Holy cow. Clean up on aisle 3.
Okay. Now,
right?
So remember the first thing we did was after we looked at it, we smelled it, right?
Right.
Remember how it smelled, burned a little bit, a little sour?
Yeah.
Smell it now.
Sure. The alcohol is going to go away. So now you're getting more of the complexities of the fruit and whatever because your body is totally enhanced with this fireball.
The burn is, well, there's no burn because what we did was everything you ate and drank today left bacteria in your mouth.
Right.
So you smelled the ethyl alcohol. That little exercise burned everything away. So now you can actually taste the tequila.
Burning is the right word.
Yeah. No,
my teeth and my tongue and my face is like.
But now you've got the Casa Noble Cristal tequila.
Right.
The agave plants are 11 years old as opposed to 6.
Okay.
Triple distilled, nothing in there but agave and water. All the yeast in there is naturally occurring airborne yeast from 200-year-old trees around the property. We don't add anything to it. No sugar, no yeast, no anything. It all happens naturally. So please taste it now.
All right.
And it should
Let's see here.
See how it tastes now.
It's very clean. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely a higher. And what proof is this? I mean, there's
40.
some fireball going on. So it's
40.
That's an average tequila, right?
Yeah, most spirits are 40% alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that definitely now you can taste the palate in it, right? I don't get the dirt. There's not a lot of cleaning. What I'd get normally, and I don't want to lose any bad words, but like I can compare it to Patron, which I've had a lot. You get a lot of earth in that, and I say that very politely. But
it's a lowland tequila. It's more earthy. Highland tequilas would be more grassy.
Okay, so this is, and to me, some people I think they love that stuff. This to me seems more like a sipping tequila than that would be.
It is
right, 100%.
Fantastic, and you put a little water in it, it sweetens it up. But now that your mouth is ready and you've done that part, the second sip now is nothing but sweet. And what's important is after you taste a spirit, afterwards, what's left over? Is there something there that doesn't belong? Do you taste lead? Do you taste pencil shavings? Do you taste,
usually that's when the dog shit falls in.
Right.
That dog shit flavor that you don't like so much.
But you know that they added something.
How was that? You're like,
But if you
thanks.
just pay attention to your palate, you can tell that they added something. This thing is completely clean. Really sweet, really soft.
That's good, man.
Delicious stuff.
Yeah, I got to give you props on that. I mean,
thank you.
I'm glad you put me through that because I definitely right now would still be making the bitter face. I'm making the hey, don't put your nose in my butthole face.
Everybody knows, but once you get your mouth clean, then you can taste it.
Right.
Someone, if you bring a plate of food out to the table and someone's been sitting there sniffing a jalapeno pepper, and then you bring them something that's soft, they're going to go, this doesn't work.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's chefs that do the whole deal where we did that whole, they light the fire, they have the smell in the room, right? I mean, there's all kinds of tricks and trades, but that definitely, I've never had that done with tequila. And then it pay off. I mean, a lot of booze you do that with, and then at the end, it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, again,
right? You're like, thanks.
The important thing
I should have just shot that. I really appreciate all your time.
What's left tasty. Is there's nothing in your mouth that tastes foreign.
Right.
It's clean. You can go back at this.
Right.
It's not going to mess you up. You're not tasting other flavors. It's just completely clean.
So this is a straight silver.
That's a silver tequila.
Round one, ding,
plata,
ding, ding.
Plata, silver, we call ours cristal.
Right.
It's unaged, completely clear. Hasn't touched wood, right?
Yeah, steel. All steel, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Alembic,
Cool.
Alembic, and then there's reposado, which means rested, and the laws on reposado is that it has to rest in barrels a minimum of 60 days to a maximum of 364 days. Most tequilas will pull their tequila out of their barrels at 60 days to get it on the market. They want to start making money.
Make the cash.
Yeah, ours stay in the barrel for 364 days. They're full time.
So who makes the rules on this?
Mexico?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I keep hearing all these rules, like has to be in white oak in one place and has to be these things. And I'm like, who's the guy who gets this job?
Well, American bourbon has to be in new American oak barrels with a number 5 char. I think.
Yeah.
5 char. Right in there. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, that's Mr. Dickel, you guys know, for other plays. Mr. Owen.
But,
Owen over here giving us insight on the side here.
Mexico, they don't tell you what kind of barrels you have to use. So a lot of tequila companies.
In Mexico, they don't tell you a lot of anything.
Well, they say it.
Spend a lot of time there, but you're like,
But they don't tell you. They don't dictate what kind of wood you have to keep it in.
Okay, so they can do whatever they want.
Whatever they want. A lot of them buy repurposed bourbon barrels because you can't reuse bourbon barrels in the United States, so they sell them to tequila companies. Our barrels come from the Tronqué forest in the middle of France that was planted in the 1200s. Wonderful story behind it, and it's all new French oak that's only been toasted to a number 3 char.
That's not a cheap process either. Those barrels are
our barrels take 4 years to make. So we don't buy $200 barrels. Our barrels start at about $1,200, $1,500 just to make.
Right
and
on.
there's 3 different sizes.
And so that's where we're going to next, right?
No, we're going to pass over the reposado.
Okay.
We're going to go to the añejo because, again, 60 to 364 days because 365 is a year. You say year in Latin, annum, añejo. Añejos are a minimum of 1 year to a maximum of 3 years. Over 3 years are extra añejos, and those are the big ones.
I did not know that. Cool.
Yeah.
So that all deals with the aging process. Same barrels, longer time.
Same barrels, yeah. Just to we switch barrels to get the same flavor profile.
So I know that when you do that with scotches and whiskeys, which we've learned on the show and everything else, that usually smooths things out.
Exactly.
Usually, the alcohol, I've seen it go both ways.
Right.
I've seen where the alcohol flavor gets more with time, less with time, on both sides.
Right.
What happens here?
Silver tequilas, you'll be able to taste the agave plant itself.
Right.
Like that, because it hasn't been aged. So if it tastes sour or something like that, you know that they used a young agave plant. The añejos are beautiful. They're full. You don't get as much agave plant, but you'll get more characteristics of the wood. So you'll get a lot more vanilla, chocolate, caramel, butter. Some people say toasted marshmallows. Everybody's got different palates.
Right.
So this is our Casa Noble Añejo tequila. This spent 24 months in those French oak barrels.
Oh, right off the nose, I get a lot of vanilla.
Right.
That's crazy. A lot of vanilla. I definitely get a little cherry. Yeah, it's crazy vanilla.
Right.
A little bit of sweet.
Right. Then take a tittle sip. A tittle sip. Oh.
So this is
It's delicious.
yeah, this is a very pairing tequila, to be honest with you. I mean, the alcohol content definitely mellows out. Caramel notes, vanilla on the nose, but not so much maybe on the back of the palate a little bit I get.
You still get a little bit of the oak.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I think that oak lends into that kind of the roasty flavor of desserts, to be honest with you.
Right. And aged tequilas usually go really well with meats. Silver tequilas go well with fish. Aged tequilas go well with meats, roasted meats, anything like that. So like in your food, this would go, I don't know, I haven't had enough of your food to know what would this pair with. What do you think this would go with?
I mean, honestly, I use a lot of funk in my food. I like things to be dry aged. I like cognacs. I like big things that take funk. So I use a lot of foie. I cook with a lot of booze just on the principle to add everything encompassing.
Right.
This honestly, most of the pork products I use, this would go with. I would put this with the milder. I wouldn't put it with steaks just because on my end with the dry age, the hazelnuts and everything on that end.
Yeah.
But creme brulees, why wouldn't you put this with dessert?
And churros,
You know what I
anything
mean?
with chocolate, it blows people away. When you serve this with a chocolate dessert, it freaks people out.
Yeah, well, this adds the spice that chocolate needs. That's why everybody likes Mexican hot chocolate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully, that's why you like the little chilies, a little hot, little cream. This would
That was
do
my
that to any
nickname in
dessert.
high school.
Mexican hot chocolate?
Little chili.
Oh, well, I apologize
I don't
for
want
that.
to talk about it anymore. I shouldn't have said that.
Good thing you made it out of LA.
Tequila talking? Sorry.
We haven't even drank that much. Come on now. It's just in your blood now.
You didn't know about the drive down.
You're Casa Noble up. That's how it goes.
And then we brought the unicorn that you were talking about.
Yeah, so this is delicious, by the way. If you guys, and these are all in stores, right? They can get this.
yeah.
You know, I mean, this is like out in the world. It's not,
I'd prefer them to order them at Wreckless.
Yeah, absolutely.
With dinner.
Well, of course. We'll work that out.
And before dinner. But we have, Casa Noble has a pretty interesting offering that's going on right now. It's actually, it's our Joven tequila.
Okay, so I don't even know. I've never even heard of a Joven tequila. So let's start from the beginning with this one. What the heck does that mean?
Joven means young. Right?
Okay.
So there's 6 classifications of tequila, right? If you think of it as a ladder,
Right.
the bottom rung is mixto. Those are things that are not 100% agave. Those are 51% agave. The rest of them is whatever you want to put in it.
Glycerin.
Anything,
Yeah.
right? Oh, funk, aftershave.
Right.
Then there's the next rung up is silver, plata, right? Then what's next is Joven, which is young. Above that is the Reposado. Reposado is a minimum of 60,
Right.
maximum 364. Above that is the añejo, 1 to 3 years. Then the top one is extra añejos. Those are over 3 years. But the Joven, if you notice, falls between the Reposado and the silver. So it's essentially a young tequila. It's not aged enough to be a Reposado, and it's not an unaged, right? And many companies will take an unaged tequila, a silver tequila, and they'll mix it with an aged tequila. And then they'll run it through diamond dust. And diamond's made of what? Carbon.
Right.
So they carbon filter it so it
Right,
comes
right.
out silver, right, or clean. And then they sell it, up to $300 a bottle for that kind of stuff. But it's a mixture of two different tequilas, an aged and unaged. That's not the way that we make ours. I mean, Pepe Hermosillo's family goes back 8 generations. He's a true Mexican, and he wants to make it the way they made it in Mexico. So our Joven is basically our silver tequila. When it comes out of the still, it comes out at 57% alcohol after a triple distillation. The rest of our core we take down to 40% alcohol with water from our deep water wells that we know is clean through reverse osmosis and double distillation. We bring it down to 40%. This, we take small batches of this. When it comes out at 57, we take it down to 51% alcohol, so it's hot.
Yeah, that's fire.
Right. Then we put it in these brand new unused French oak barrels that we had made. And we put it in there for 45 days. So it's not 60 days. It's not technically, it's not legally a reposado, and it's not a silver tequila, so it's not unaged. It's a true Joven tequila. It's young. Then we just filter it once through cellulose to take out the organic matter, and then we bottle it. And this is, I love this. This is one of the most unique products I've ever tasted. Anybody who knows how to make a cocktail, this is like gold in their hands. If they know how to make a really good balanced cocktail, this is ridiculous stuff. So it's,
Wow.
it's
So clear. This has a little yellow tint to it.
right,
Just a tiny.
because it's 45 days in that barrel, so it pulls. And by the way, we only use this for the brand new barrels that haven't been used yet. So this smaller barrel, more surface area. So this is going to pull as much wood and as much of the vanillin and those beautiful flavors out of it
Right.
for 45 days, and then we bottle it. And it comes in hot. It's literally like kissing a beautiful woman. It touches your lips and it's hot as fire. By the time it gets to the back, it's this beautiful little bouquet.
And that's why the voiceovers are good.
So yeah,
That is tasty.
Fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Really.
But that was the first taste. Second one, it gets even better.
Yeah, and I think the glory is if you started with this, it'd be really, really hot. But we've already dived into the hot already. So that's kind of gone for me. I mean, I get a little bit on the burn, obviously, just from the alcohol content. But for the most part, this is pretty smooth.
Yeah, like I said, it's like kissing a woman. You touch it, and it's really hot, and then it just gets beautiful. It just turns into this wonderful, soft, floral, sweet. By the time it hits the back of your throat, it's fantastic.
Still give me the Popeye eye, though. You know, I gotta still give me the Popeye
Well, what do you
eye.
know?
Nothing. I don't know anything. Years of practice. I just work here. That's how it goes. That's awfully tasty, man. And I gotta give you hats off. I mean, every show I learned something. I honestly was like, I don't know and I always think I don't know what I have to know or not know. Yeah. This is a whole new eye-opening thing for tequila for me. For really.
Fun,
I know we did this before a little bit, but I was always working, right? You know, so and so your head's in 95 places once you're open. But sitting here and actually going through the realms, I got to give you props, man. I mean, when I've tried tequila on all levels for my own, in numerous brands, just like pulling them off the wall when I bartended.
Right.
Never once was I like, hey, this is good. Really, honestly, I went, oh, that's tequila. That was
Right.
You know, that was the normal response on my end was, yep, that's a tequila, that's a dirty one, that's a clean one, that's a
Right.
So this definitely has a new taste on it, man. What do you think? What do you think, Steve?
I think that's
That Joven.
yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, the Joven's an eye opener, man. Like once again, I would say that Joven, while it's tequila, it could sit in its own world a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It seems like kind of its own.
It acts a lot like whiskey or scotch, because if you add an ice cube to this, it changes the flavor profile completely. Turns very, very sweet, very, very vegetal.
Really?
It's people freak out when I do my trainings and tastings, or we have it at the bar, and then we have one ice cube and watch what happens.
I think this was like a roasted. Yeah, I think this was like a roasted tomato inside of it, a little bit of olive juice, and then you have like a straight up hot cocktail, like Bloody Mary style, would be pretty fucking epic.
I'm here all day long.
Yeah, right. Well, sounds like we have plans.
I got a
dude.
bottle.
Yeah, but just those are the kind of things I think it can taste. That it could take umami, which most tequilas I don't think can. Right,
You're the second person to say that.
Yeah, I think it can take kind of the mouthfeel of umami without losing its structure. Most boozes cannot do that. Right, that's why vodka you just bury in a Bloody Mary. It's not trying to do anything. It's just get you drunk, and you wakes up your mouth right in the morning, right?
Odorless, colorless, tasteless spirit.
Yeah.
Distilled at 40% alcohol.
And so this I think can hold a lot of that, and I think that's unique for a tequila, because most times you want to bury it, you give it sweet and sour or juice or some sort of acid, and it lightens up the alcohol but loses the flavor. You're adding flavor to the alcohol flavor. So this is the opposite of that, which is very cool.
Now, just for shits and giggles, go back and try the añejo after you tried that. Watch what happens. Nose gets huge.
Yeah, way more on the nose. Still give me Popeye face. What do you think, Tony? I'm still getting Popeye. It still is tequila face.
It's still tequila in the end.
Yeah, you know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
getting
Like,
any of that tequila vibe that you would normally get.
No, but it turns the añejo peppery.
yeah,
It went from chocolate and sweet to peppery after you do that. It's
it
great.
definitely lost some of the vanilla. Not lost. It definitely changed some of the vanilla notes for sure.
I love this stuff.
Still,
It changes.
it happens. Yeah, no, delicious, man, delicious.
Glad you like it.
Yeah, man,
got plenty.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. We'll have to have you in your head. We'll do a dinner or something for sure.
Proof on that?
102. 102, yeah. So, again, in the hands of someone who doesn't know what they're doing, if
Right.
a kid just wants to throw that in a margarita, it's going to ruin it.
Yeah.
But the idea, again, what we're trying to do at Casa Noble is open up people's horizons about tequila. You don't use this with a margarita. You use this with a coffee drink or some amaros and some bitters and some really beautiful citrus, and it'll open this thing up like a beautiful flower. We're trying to get people, tequila's not just to get hammered in a margarita.
Well, it's working.
Different stuff.
But
A couple shots of
but
those,
it's
and I'm on
also
fire,
to
dude.
get hammered in a margarita.
Right, Tone?
I'm already a little gone right now.
He's got the red glow going on.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it. Right on, guys. Well, hey, man, it's been a good show, dude. I really appreciate you guys all coming in, Steve and Steve, once again. Beautiful day here at Wreckless. We got some more tequila to drink. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys in the house.
Thank you, Chef.
Peace.